Good morning and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folari. This morning, today, not so much today, we are in the period of, seeing 2023 and the big elections, especially the biggest, just that bit more closer to us. And Lagos yesterday sort of inaugurated, in Ikeja, the governor, was at the head of that, inaugurated the Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, support group. Well, let's look at that. I have two people here, and we're going to look at it today and this is against the aspiration, or in support of the aspiration of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He has declared for the presidency. He's not the only one, but people have come out, and quite frankly, the one-liner you get from all of these groups is that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the candidate to beat. And that, they say that they're going to work diligently for that. Now, let's talk about, let me introduce, I have Otunba Biodun Ajiboye. He's Director of Publicity and Media and Publicity of the Bola Tinubu Support Group Management Council. Right?
Correct.
Right. Now, I also have Prince Lukman Ajasaoluwa. He is DG Diaspora Alliance for Asiwaju Bola Tinubu Organization. Well, you are, shall I say, your forte, you are into politics and governance consultancy.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's an honor to be here. It's a pleasure. I appreciate us having us here today.
Indeed, our pleasure as well. Now, let me understand it, because there's a lot of activity going on in the public space across the country. It doesn't matter whether you're looking at the north, whether you're looking at the south. Right now, people are sort of gathering support. Momentum. Now, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the man of all of these, efforts. Tell me, when I described you as Director of Media and Publicity of the Bola Tinubu Support Group Management Council. What does that mean? Does that mean all the groups in the country?
Basically, that's what it is. Bola Tinubu is a brand that has elicited so much activity all around everywhere. Mm-hmm. At the end of 2019, after the election, we sat and we began to see the direction his interest was going. And we didn't say much. We had a few meetings with him, and it was obvious that if everything was right, he would give it a shot. Way back. Far back as 2015, we were managing what we called National Committee of Buhari Support Groups, mm-hmm. of which Asiwaju was patron. Buhari was Grand Patron. Senator Abu Ibrahim was Chairman, Board of Trustees. So it was easy to transform in readiness for a probable Asiwaju's declaration at the time. So by the end of the election, when we packaged and when we worked tirelessly for that election and we won, we reasonably said, what is the next move? So we formed Council for New Nigeria Initiative to continue the same work. Of course, Buhari has no more politics after 2023, active politics. So we knew that this time was going to come. So we were ready and we were prepared for all the groups that are springing up now. A year after, it's the middle of 2020, thereabout, some of these groups started to come up. TSG, TSO, Swagger, all of them, And Asiwaju reasoned. We met with him again and said, look, we have sufficient experience in this business. We can't allow all the support groups to go boom
on their own
and do what they like.
Individual
if that happens,
efforts.
There will be crisis. He said, okay, fine.
Well, crisis or confusion?
Confusion.
Or maybe
well, when confusion gets to a point, it balloons into a crisis.
Okay, so for better management,
so
for symmetry,
yes,
you brought them all together.
We said we should bring all of them together in one umbrella and streamline activities without consuming their individual identities.
Okay, that's how...
so that is the genesis of BAT Support Group Management Council.
Okay.
Of which Abdul Mumin is GG and Media Director. You know, it's,
okay. Well, you see, at the end of the day, both organizations, and there are probably more that we will be hearing about, they're all working for the same purpose.
Quite correct. We have in excess of 700 organizations that are so far registered, perhaps including his own organization.
The Diaspora Alliance?
Yeah,
for
perhaps including, but if they have not registered, I'm sure they will register shortly. But the long and short of the whole thing is that we must have a direction through which we will speak in one voice that will help the primary objective for which we are organized or we are gathered. We are in a position to advise, if necessary, canvass and support their activity wherever they may be. The purpose is to ensure that, look at what happened in Lagos yesterday, for instance. Is a group. The Abat movement is a group. There's actually the Bat movement before the Abat movement. But that's a story for another day. And the issue now is that with all the over 600, 700 support groups that we now have, and we are going to have many more, because with Buhari we had well over 2,000 groups. And managing them now is an issue, not a problem, but an issue we must approach tactically. The convention is coming, the primaries are coming, the national election itself will come. So we must prepare them to be able to take charge of certain responsibility deployed.
Seeing that particular aspect of it, let me bring that same question to you. As of now, Asiwaju is the only person so far in APC that has declared an interest in the race.
It's not.
Okay.
Okorocha has declared. Kalu has declared. We're hearing that probably, well, he has not, the VP is warming up, but he hasn't come out to say anything, so we can't even discuss him.
Okay.
We only discuss him when he's bold enough to come out to say, yes, I want to run.
Well, I don't like that bold enough.
I'm sorry, no. When he decides. When he decides.
When he decides. Because
better use of language.
Yes,
I apologize.
Because so, all these people are.
So the issue here basically is simple. Asiwaju, the most formidable APC candidate as today, and it is not really an issue for any question. How do we measure it? This is a man who, since 1999, have been preparing for leadership. He has not been greedy about leadership. He has not hustled to be the leader. Even in 2015, remember, he gave his platform, not even 2015, in 2011, he gave his platform.
You're talking about 2015? No,
I want to talk about when he gave his platform to Atiku to run. Oh, okay. The platform ACN was his own, but he didn't insist he must be the candidate. He gave it to Atiku to use. And even in 2015, when the responsibility of choosing a VP came, he nominated the current VP out of his own volition. The VP probably didn't even know a day before that he was going to be given the opportunity to be vice president of Nigeria or candidate of the party. I doubt if he had ever met Buhari before that time. But this is a man with a large heart who feels, look, at this point in time, this quality of man can do the job very well. Let him go in. So this time around, he says, okay, I am qualified, I am well, I am fit, I want to give it a try. Should it be a problem? It shouldn't be a problem. It's his democratic right, it's his fundamental right, it is his moral right as a Nigerian. So, now that he has thrown his hat in the ring, then we now begin to see what can he even do if he eventually picks the ticket and voted in as president of Nigeria. Of course, Bola Tinubu will do a lot. Just like we felt Buhari had the greatest of integrity upon which we felt we should drive him and vote for him. We're now seeing a man with enormous experience. What do I mean by enormous experience? It's very simple. I was an adult in Lagos in 1999. And 1999 Lagos was regarded as the third dirtiest city in the world. We know what Lagos was. Lagos was a city without signage. No street was named in Lagos. So technology was even difficult to deploy.
So you're expecting...
Bola Tinubu came and set the template right.
You're expecting that this can certainly be extrapolated?
Oh, it will be extrapolated. It's a matter of experience and knowledge. Look at the financial engineering, the expertise brought to play in terms of raising IGI of a society, of Lagos, from a paltry sum of 700 million to about 14 billion. That is the kind of person we are talking about.
Okay.
Ingenuity.
Now, Otunba, bringing that same question to you, that it will speak to the acceptability or otherwise of Tinubu across the nation. This whole matter about he feels at home everywhere and he is appreciated in most places. That's important for anybody who is going to be in the race that Asiwaju has declared he is in, right?
Yes. Those who do not know Asiwaju will not appreciate who he is. Asiwaju is tireless. Asiwaju is detribalized, like you said. Asiwaju has respect for intellect. Asiwaju is a talent, is a great hunter of talents. He discovers. If Asiwaju speaks with you for 15 minutes, he knows what you can do. 1 year after, you'll be shocked. He will say, call me that man. Asiwaju has presence of mind. Leadership is about presence of mind. What leadership simply means is that as the leader, you have the whole concept in your heart. But because you are incapacitated humanly, you can't do everything. But you have the concept in your heart. So you call an Egbon Folari and say, you be in charge of information. You be in charge of agriculture. But you know what you want to achieve in information, in agriculture, in defense, in finance. You know, you have an idea.
Maybe that's the genius that I believe which of the big men were speaking about. Was it Otunba or someone else talking about the genius of the...
that's the genius in him.
That's the genius of
the
man.
Now, I said he's tireless, he's strong. People do not know. In recent times, I've had a meeting with him for 5 hours, from 12 to 5 a.m. Strong. He didn't blink. He was as mentally articulate as a young man of 25. People do not understand. Number two, Asiwaju is highly sociable. If Asiwaju enters Kano today, he's at home with Kano. If he enters Castina today, he's at home with Castina. If he goes to the Yauniboli on the streets, he will sit down and he's at home with the Yauniboli. That is the man we're talking about. He's not secluded, he's not excluded, he's not alienated. He's part and parcel of the society. He has gone through all the experience any human being can go through, from poverty to affluence, from corporate management to political power.
I don't know about the poverty part.
You cannot understand. It's very simple.
I don't know about the poverty
part.
No,
it's very simple.
No, it's not an important point.
Every human being,
yes.
I know every human being, if you speak with Asiwaju about the economy of Nigeria, Asiwaju will start from the poor man on the streets. If you get that poor man on the street, if you get his economy better, you can then see how better the economy of Nigeria will be. A man with that kind of mind understands what poverty means.
You know, Otunba, did you want to... I saw that you were making some notes when he was speaking.
Yes. He made a lot of sense to the extent that he tried to appreciate who Bola Tinubu is with respect to religious sentiments. This is a Muslim married to a pastor. So you can understand that he's not a religious bigot, he's not a tribalist, and he's not likely going to have a problem of tribalism, religious bigotry, and whatever as president of Nigeria, which is exactly what the gentleman has tried to say. So we need to understand one of the things we miss out as electors is because we don't actually try to analyze the personality of our aspirants. Bola Tinubu happens to be one person who had taken so much time to study what governance at the federal level is all about. Someday, I would appreciate that you bring him or you do a very, very explosive interview with him so that you can appreciate exactly.
You mean exclusive?
Yeah, exclusive.
Because
It could be explosive
we
too.
don't want to be doing
okay, so
exclusive.
Okay, so exclusive. So you can appreciate the way his mind thinks and what his vision is.
Well, I would
Early enough,
arguably,
so that Nigerians can know exactly, other than what we are saying, Nigerians can know exactly what is in the mind of this man. If Nigerians know, we will not go round in circles.
you know, how is Otunba Ajiboye now? How is, you know, the Bola Tinubu Support Group Management Council, how is it going to work in terms as relate with all the other groups? Because there's no shortage of those groups across the country.
Yeah.
It seems to already exist in the name, Management Council.
That's right.
It's a council. What will the council will be overseeing? What will given direction? How does it work?
It's very simple, but I like to take a short time to to attend to one man that's called that said it is wrong for Bola Tinubu to say that he will start where Buhari stops. I want to make it very clear that in terms of infrastructural development, Buhari has not done badly at all. In terms of policy management, Buhari has not done badly at all. In terms of agricultural development, Buhari has not done badly at all. Yeah, security, Buhari can be scored low. Yeah, no doubt. So, if he says he's going to continue from where Buhari stops, he hasn't made a mistake. Governance is a continuum. Nobody ever kills an idea of past government because he wants to continue. If you do that, then you are not managing a country, you are managing yourself. So therefore, there's nothing wrong in that statement at all. Okay. It is actually, Buhari is APC, Bola Tinubu is APC. Is he supposed to jettison Buhari's programs?
Okay.
He's supposed to make better what Buhari has not, probably have not done well, and to make, you know, fantastic what Buhari has done better. So that's the way I look at it.
Indeed, we've sort of spent our time. I don't like to say we've run out of time. We spent our time. Closing thoughts, because I have a feeling that we're going to be meeting a lot more as we go forward. 2023, we keep on saying it's around the corner, but there are quite a number of months between now and 2023, and we're going to be meeting with a lot of groups like this. Closing words, if any.
You actually asked if how are we going to actually manage those support groups? Yes. It's very simple. Asiwaju has as
a council.
Yes, Asiwaju has supported the council to come to life. Every support group or organization, as they like to put it, that comes up should register with SGMC.
Okay.
If you do not register with SGMC, if you don't register with SGMC, it means that you're not actually going to work for Bola Tinubu, and Bola Tinubu has a right to tell you, please stop. Well, except you want to join this council. Yes. Now, joining the council will afford us the opportunity to streamline policy direction. There are so many things a lot of them do not know, and they say that violate electoral laws. We will go through all of these things and say, look, this is the direction you must go. Okay. This is when the time comes, this is the direction must go. And when there are activities they are coming up with that we see that is laudable, we support them logistically and everything.
Excellent.
And make it work for them.